Hello, sinners, and welcome back to H3VR Reloads. This is part 2 to the series where we will be reviewing, as you can see on the frozen screen, break action pistols, the lever action volcanic pistol, the muzzle loading flintlock pistol, and the Derringer, which honestly is very neat. So, let's get into the reloads. First, we start off with the break action. This is a modernized version of the normal break action, which I have added to a lion scope, I believe, and a triad suppressor. So first things, these are penetrator rounds for this weapon. Very interesting. Now, how this works is I have already loaded a round. So let's start. First, left and click on the thumbstick will open up this chamber. Then you just shove the round in, repeat the thumbstick, go down on the thumbstick and click to cock the hammer, and you are ready to fire. I do not know if this weapon has a safety, but I do not believe it does. So then, to eject your shell, you just open and tilt it down, like that. And the round just falls out with gravity. Then you can load another in, left on the thumbstick, click down, down on the thumbstick, click, and fire. Oh, I hit the target. I'll just do this a couple more times. I guess my left eye is more accurate than my right. Oh, forgot to cock the hammer. I did not hit. Okay, well that's pretty much it for this bad boy. There's not much else to it. It's pretty simple. But now we move on to the Volcanic. This is a very old pistol, very historic, and it uses these tiny little pistol rounds called .41 Volcanic. It holds 8, and the way to reload this pistol is rather interesting. So as you can see, it is a lever action pistol. Now the way you reload this is a bit strange. First, grab on to this foregrip, then come up here to the barrel. Now what you do is on Oculus, you just press the trigger, and this part flips open. This is your ammo compartment. You can just shove the rounds in there. Press trigger on that again to close it up. Cock it by either spinning it and pulling back harshly, or by grabbing the foregrip and doing a cocking action with your hand. And that's pretty much it for this gun too. Relatively simple firearms, I must say. But now we get to my favorite entry, the Flintlock. This is a beautifully modeled weapon and very realistic. So to start, you need to have a powder bag and musket rounds, or if you prefer, you can grab these paper cartridges. 69, nice. What these do is they act as this and this. So first you bite off the end by just putting it near your mouth. You tip it over the barrel and pour the powder in. Shove the round in, which has a ball in there. And then, as you probably just saw me do, you just grab this rod, pull it out, put it in the barrel, and you keep slamming it in there until the pitch of the tinking changes from tick 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 to took took took, like that. You just insert it back in, and now you're almost ready to fire. Here's where the fun part comes in. What you do is go left on the thumbstick and click. That cocks the hammer halfway, so if you pull the trigger, it won't fire. Now, you take your powder bag, you pull trigger on the cap to open it, and then by resting it on this slanted part, you pour it into that little divot. You can just set that down. Now, the next step is very important. You need to, with your hand, flick that down. So as you saw, I just went like that, and it closed. You can also reopen it by going the opposite way. Now, you're almost ready to fire, but first, you need to cock the hammer back all the way by going down on the thumbstick and clicking. That paper cartridge had the perfect amount of gunpowder to fire, so when I pulled the trigger, it works just fine. But now, let's try an actual musket round. This is a little bit more complicated as your measurement of powder needs to be perfect. I'm going to pour it for about 5 seconds. Perfect. That's all you need. If you go any more, the gun might explode on you. I'm not even joking. You just pop the ball in there. Tink, tink, tink. That's how you know it's all the way in there. Cock the hammer. Put the powder in. Flip that down. Pull the hammer back. And you're ready to fire again. Okay, so it looks like I put a little bit too much powder in, but the good thing is the gun's still intact. Let's try that again, but for 3 seconds. There. That was 3 seconds. Let's see the result of that, because I really have not tested it. I probably should, as this is one of my favorite guns in the game, but I didn't. It's best to have these spawn locked so you can spawn multiple, and this spawn locked so that even if you drop it, it goes right back into that inventory slot. That is done the same way as you spawn lock these. Get ready to fire. There. Nice clean hit. So 3 to 4 seconds seems to be the sweet spot. And moving on to our final gun, and concluding the pistols of the series, we have a Derringer. These are smaller sidearms used mainly for close quarters and protection. These usually load by opening the chamber by going left and clicking down. Looks like I already had some rounds in there. And then, to reload, you literally just... And then you can flick it closed with gravity, or you can just go left and click down again. And this one does not require a cocked hammer. Perfect. This fires .357, which is actually pretty large. But then we also have the double down, which is a 2-shot Derringer that is more modernized. As you can see, it is made out of polymer, which I find extremely cool. This fires 9x19. But then we get to the good stuff. The first Derringer. And this is the same kind of Derringer used by John Wilkes Booth, I think that's the right guy, to shoot Abraham Lincoln at the Ford Theater in Washington. And the coolest thing about this is it is so historically accurate. Anton Hand is a freaking god at programming. So it flips open like that when you go left and click. And then you just pop the 2 cartridges in. This fires .41 Volcanic. So it fires the same as a Volcanic. You cannot use gravity to flick this closed, which does annoy me. You can still do that. This one, however, requires a hammer to be cocked like a normal revolver. And it's very ineffective. I'm going to reset the prop so I can shoot a can for you. Up close, it doesn't even explode. It just starts fizzing. But that is about it. Just to make sure, I will double check the pistol categories. We've done automatic, we've done revolvers, we haven't done machines, but they're very similar to automatic, so it doesn't matter. We've done breech, we've done lever, we've not done bolt. These are called Obrez, and they are just pistols made out of rifles. They suck. Don't use these. Here's the Lee Enfield, which is a gun that I personally love. And it has been bastardized into this stupid little compact state, and the sights are so ineffective. As I hit every target I'm aiming for. I'm telling you, these things are horrible. Okay, guys, listen, I was being held captive. Obrez's in this game are actually really nice. I freaking love them. But listen, I need help. Okay, so now that we are done with the episode, I should say thank you for watching, Sinners. Goodbye. And I hope to see you next time when we cover, I believe, shotguns. Later, Sinners. God, I'm tired.